All right, shalom, shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out to prophesy the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makar Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, salutations to the elect wherever you may be. Brother Shapaya coming at you again with a lesson through the Spirit. Still going through Passover week. But when you think about that first Passover, how all Israel came through, right? This time, it's only the elect. All right, it's only the elect. All right, and the elect they're Israelites. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no there's no heathens that's going to make it on a chariot or in the kingdom as far as salvation. Salvation is only in Israel, okay? This is Isaiah 11, verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. And it shall the Gentiles seek. Now, who is the Gentiles? Who is this referring to? Before you get confused. This is talking about the Israelite foreigners. All right, when you read 2nd Esdras, the Lord called us heathens. Okay? Remember, Ephesians goes into being in time past Gentiles, being alienated from the commonwealth of Israel. What's the commonwealth? These scriptures. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding, law, statutes, and commandments. Remember, the Lord said he was going to make the Jews jealous of a people of another nation, or of the Gentiles. This is what Yahweh Shai was talking about. Us today. Remember, before we woke up, we didn't know we was Israelites. Matter of fact, Isaiah goes into one shall subscribe by the name of Israel, another by the name of Jacob. That's literally what we do nowadays. So that prophecy is in play. Okay? But who are these people? You Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the ones that scattered abroad, that look like the other nations, but through the spirit and through DNA, they are actual Israelites, going back to their father's bloodline. There's no way around that. Okay? So those are the Gentiles. And his rest shall be glorious. His rest. Now, when you read Hebrews, when you read the Old Testament, it always talked about us getting to this rest. Us getting to this rest. Which in totality and ultimately is the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be here on earth. All right? Which is that promised land over there, which they're currently fighting over. Okay? That rest being the kingdom of heaven. Right? Starting with the governing body, which is who? The 144. 144,000. Okay? It should come to pass in that day, Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time. So who did the Lord deliver the first time? It was Israel. But you have to understand, amongst the nation, there's an elect. That's why we're making our calling and our election sure. Okay? He should set his hand a second time to recover the remnant of his people. Not the other nations, his people. When did the Lord call the other natural Gentiles his people? Okay? So these Gentiles are referring to Israelites. Okay? Which should be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. All right? So pretty much scattered abroad. James 1:1. Who got scattered abroad? Joel 3, what it says? That they should remove them far from their border. What does Jeremiah 17:4 goes into? Losing our heritage, our nationality, our identity. Matter of fact, it got jacked by somebody else, claiming to be us, with a suffix. Okay? It says, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel. So furthermore, it proves to you who these Gentiles were and are today. Okay? The outcast, all right, of Israel, which was what? Scattered, all right? It says, and gathered together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth, all right? So eventually, physically, that's going to happen. When you read Baruch, matter of fact, let me get this. Baruch 4:36. O Jerusalem, look about thee towards the east. Behold, the joy that cometh unto thee from Yahweh. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They are gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One. So first, by these scriptures, we're gathered. Is that Isaiah? I want to say 52:8. Yep. Thy watchmen shall lift up thy voice. With the voice together shall they sing, and they shall see eye to eye, when Yahweh shall bring again Zion, which ultimately all of Zion is going to come back. But first and foremost, the first fruits, the elect, all right? That's the start of it. Because who's the watchman? The 144,000. The men Yahweh Hashem Yahushai sent out here to preach what? The downfall of Babylon the Great. The gospel of the kingdom to come. Okay, verse 9. Break forth into joy, sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem. Who are the waste places? What does Amos 9 and 11 go into? Okay, this is the rebuilding of the house of David, the tabernacle of David. Okay. Those are those waste places. The ones that didn't know there was Israel. All right? Matter of fact, the Lord told Peter to convert his brethren. That's on this side. It talks about holding on to him, the skirt of him that is a Jew. That was us clinging back on to what? The truth. Through who? Via the elders. Via the videos. Via the presbytery, via the first principles of the oracles of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and continuing the things which thou hast learned, being assured of whom thou hast learned them, and everything has been correct. Okay. It says, break forth into joy, sing together, ye waste places of Jerusalem. For Yahweh hath comforted his people. How? Through Yahweh Shai, through this holy word. Then physically, like Baruch 4 goes into, Yahweh Shai is going to what? Physically save the elect. It's going to beam them up. The angels. Psalms 91. Because thou hast set thy heart upon me. Verse 10, the Lord hath made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations. What's that? That curse that go over the whole face of the earth. Yahweh shall come with the clouds of heaven. All right? It says all nations are going to see. All right? That's the strangeness of our salvation that's getting ready to come. All right? And it says it's going to, then we're going to say this is Yahweh who saved us out of the lands of the north, which is Babylon the Great, America. It says, for Yahweh hath comforted his people, he hath redeemed Jerusalem. The Lord hath made bare his holy arm in the eyes of all the nations, and all the ends of the earth shall see the salvation of our power. There you go. Everybody's going to see it. It is going to be Independence Day. Israel being freed, starting with the elect, from you nations, from you heathens, the statue, the beast, all that going down. Daniel 7. And the saints shall take the kingdom. That's your elect. Read Micah the 4th chapter. Read Micah the 5th chapter. Read Revelations. Him that goeth into that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. The actual heathens are in for a rude awakening. It's judgment time. Really. Call on Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Alright? And with that, I pray this was edifying. I'm saying all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, a great millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Abab, Abal.